I'm a huge fan, so I'm fanboying over here.
Welcome.
I used to watch
Thanks for having me on. I appreciate you guys.
I was loving this.
And by the way, that only occurred. I thought Linda said she was against school choice back then, so that's kind of why the whole tombstone thing happened. We've made amends.
What was that like to even get to that moment?
Oh, I mean, one thing you have to understand is Linda is a multi-talented person.
Yeah.
When we think of WWE, you think it's always Vince McMahon and the vision of Vince on the business side, which is true, but the person who actually made the machine go in the back office side, especially in the early years, was Linda. Mm-hmm. So, she's a remarkably intelligent, hardworking, versatile person. She was President Trump's head of the Small Business Administration during the first administration. So I have a lot of faith in the great things that she's going to do at the Department of Education.
Clearly the mastermind there. And also, too, I mean, a lot of the McMahon, the kids, they were involved in it. And Vince was a big part of the storylines of WWE. But, I mean, you talk about her involvement in the company. I mean, she goes she was obviously a bigger part of the company than a lot of people would know. And also, too, the criticism that she's taking for being part of these storylines in the WWE. I want to get your thoughts on that.
Who cares? It's fantasy. I mean, if you were... It's funny because people say, is wrestling real or not, right? Well, it either is or isn't. So, it's a fantasy world that was created, and for me, you see millions of people being drawn into that and having tremendous entertainment value. And then you look on the corporate side and the business side, it's a fabulously successful company. So those are things people are going to say that, but whatever. I wouldn't put too much credence in any of those criticisms.
Yeah. Well, you guys are obviously athletes, actors in a way, and entertainers ultimately. And Donald Trump is also kind of an entertainer. Why do you think he and Linda get along so well and would work well together?
Well, they have a long personal relationship.
Yeah.
President Trump helped promote some of the early WrestleManias. Of course, he was also instrumental in getting UFC off the ground. So those combat sports and entertainment, that's really up his alley. So I just think that they have a long time personal relationship, and that they've been supporters. McMahon's been supporters of President Trump for many years, obviously. So I think that personal relationship, I think that Linda's someone that he trusts, someone that he likes, and one of those trusted advisors that someone like President of the United States certainly needs.
What do you think what kind of priorities do you think she'll have as the education secretary, and how well will she do at this role?
Yeah, so when you look at the Department of Education, across our country, teachers make about $50,000 a year. The median salary for a Department of Education employee is $110,000. They make twice as much as teachers, and they've never taught math, they've never taught reading, they've never done any of those things. Meanwhile, for every dollar the Department of Education brings in, only 20 cents actually go back to the classroom. The rest is eaten up in bureaucratic costs. So this is one of those departments that needs just a huge reform and makeover. It needs to be downsized tremendously, and a lot of the things they're doing need to be sent back to the states. That's actually the state's obligation to do those things. And that's what she's going to do, I believe. When you look at Trump's picks for the cabinet thus far, it's transformational. It's what the American people wanted. They wanted actual change, and he's delivering, and he's certainly delivering with Linda McMahon.
So the move you were doing on her, that was the tombstone, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what was that like? I mean, was she on board with this?
Yeah.
Action?
Yeah. And my main concern, obviously, was ensuring that she didn't get hurt was my overriding concern. So luckily, everything turned out well. But also, that's the kind of courage that it's going to take to go in and face down some of these bureaucrats and the teachers union. So I think she is extremely well prepared for the fights ahead of her when we're looking at the Department of Education's future.
Incredible. Well, you're a big supporter of President-elect Trump. You met with him down in Mar-a-Lago based on your experiences with him. What do you think that Trump is going to do? I mean, he has this America Agenda First policy right now, getting a lot of these key picks into these positions. And we just saw some statistics here in the data, and a lot of people are in support of where the country's going to go, the direction. What do you make of some of the picks, aside from Linda McMahon?
Yeah, so 59% of Americans support his picks for the cabinet thus far. I would be one of that 59%. I think he's done a great job. And again, it's just transformational. It's following through on what he said during the campaign. Americans are tired of politicians that promise one thing and do something else. And this time you can see see that this guy is doing exactly what he said he was going to do, and that's good for America.